Hey everybody, welcome to the Walking Dead Fantasy League Episode 1 recap for The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. I'm Brandon.
I'm Travis.
And welcome guys. So we got a good, not a good edited first episode, but a very high scoring episode. Yeah, it's interesting going from Fear the Walking Dead back to this, where you have just
So many zombies,
you go
especially in this
from
episode.
you go from like zero zombies to like, hey, we have all the zombies that were in Los Angeles. It's like Los Angeles zombies went directly.
They took all the zombies that were lacking in Fear the Walking Dead and just threw them in the first episode of The Walking Dead proper. So
like let's use the budget appropriately and give Walking Dead
so many zombies. So we actually watched this episode together, which is not our usual
date night.
Yeah, just got all geared up for the season premiere.
Walking Dead and chill.
No.
We didn't have sex.
So we watched the episode, or from early on, the format of the episode was sort of jarring, if you will. It wasn't exactly something we were excited about. What they did is they used a flashback process, I guess, where there was one main event happening where they were trying to herd these zombies out of a pit, out of a canyon.
Yeah.
But throughout that, they would go back and in black and white show things that happened from the end of the last episode of season 5 up to the event that was taking place in this episode. So
that's right.
It was sort of their way of recapping sort of what had happened between seasons, but the execution just wasn't.
So weird. It's one of those things. It was a gimmick. We'll say it was a gimmick because every time they go back in time to do the flashback, it was black and white, which that's cool. The black and white that kind of mimics the graphic novels, right?
Sure.
But the problem is they would switch back to the flashbacks. They'd switch between the two at like wonky times sometimes that didn't necessarily have a relationship between each other.
Yeah, that's true.
I read one review that summed it up pretty nicely. Like every time it did that, it would diffuse the tension of what's happening in the present.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I kind of felt that as I was watching the episode, where it was, okay, like big things are happening. All these zombies are headed towards this intersection.
It's like,
is something bad going to happen? And then it's like, let's show people digging post holes and talking about their feelings.
Yeah.
And Daryl being like holier than thou.
Zombies. Oh, now it's Eugene talking about how he likes the other dude's hair game.
Overall, I was excited to see the season come back. Some of these characters just kind of doing what they do best. Rick, they tried to show that Rick isn't 100% crazy anymore, that he's starting to come around to life inside the walls, but he's still very much adamant that he's running the thing, even though he's not technically in charge.
Yeah,
he's still kind of running things in there and making decisions for the best of the community. And then sort of the tension that is happening between the previous residents and Rick's crew. So
yeah, that's right.
I like that stuff.
The main crux of the episode was, all right, so all these zombies, the reason Alexandria is so safe is these zombies are they're falling into like a gorge, like a rock gorge, right?
Yeah, it's almost like a quarry or something.
Yeah, rock quarry. And so eventually they find this, they realize, oh, that's why no one's attacking Alexandria, because they can't get to it, right? So they then decide, you know what, let's lead all of these zombies, because they're gonna break through the quarry eventually.
Yeah, they're starting to get out little by little.
Let's instead of any other way, they're like, you know what? Let's Pied Piper of zombies and lead them past Alexandria.
Yeah, that was. And when we get to the end of the episode, you see that some sort of large horn or something, siren, is going off, which foils the whole plan. This long line of zombies then change direction and are moving towards the city. Even though throughout the whole planning process, the goal was to direct them away from the city, somehow they ended up directing them right next to it and then having them all turn. It's
weird.
That was the one part at the end where I was just like, this plan was terrible. I don't know. I'm sorry, this was bad.
Yeah, and here's the thing. So Ethan Embry guest starred, Can't Hardly Wait guy. He goes in and he's like challenging Rick's rule throughout the flashbacks, right? And then like his ideas aren't bad, and like, he's like, why are we doing that? Like there has to be a different way other than leading them past the town.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so even though he is dead, Veni Vidi Vici.
Yeah. Glad we didn't draft the guy we didn't know was going to be on the show.
Yeah. He died and he had good ideas, and Rick, this show.
I think that's the one thing about Rick is always very sure of himself and the decisions that he's making, but he's not always right.
Yeah.
And so this is again shows like, all right, it seemed like right up until the end there, everything Rick said was true. Everything went perfectly, and then all of a sudden this freak thing happens. Is it an accident? Is it somebody sabotaging the whole mission?
We don't know.
We'll see. But again, it shows sort of the that Rick isn't always right. So
yeah, that's good.
All right. Anything else you want to say about the recap before we get into the scores?
No, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and get into this ass kicking.
Yeah. So if you guys missed who we drafted on our teams, you can go check out our other video where we do our draft. We have 5 players on each team. What we're going to do is I'm going to recap really quickly everybody on my team and their scores, and then we'll move over to your team.
Okay.
Sound good?
Got it.
All right. As we said, much unlike Fear the Walking Dead, a lot more zombie action here, so that meant a lot more scores. We're going to start with Mr. Daryl. He had a couple zombie kills.
Yeah.
It was very early in the episode. At one point, they just show like an arrow going through somebody's head, and you were like, if anyone else has a bow or something, you don't get points for that. But until then,
that was a stipulation.
Yeah. He was also driving in this episode. He's driving his motorcycle. The way we score driving is not every time they show someone driving, but every like individual trip that they take. Yeah. So because this was one long drawn out trip throughout the whole episode, he only got 1 score for driving. But other than that, that was it for Daryl. Rick, 4 zombie kills.
Yeah.
There were a couple that may have been iffy, back and forth, but we both agreed it was 4 on the count for that. We got a non-zombie kill. This is when he took out
Ethan
Embry.
Took him out.
We have a category that's headshotting a person to keep them from turning. We did not give him the points for that. We gave him the non-zombie kill points because he wasn't like doing an honorable thing to like headshot a friend to keep them from ever having to suffer through zombie life as a zombie.
Yeah.
He just wanted him to shut up.
Yeah.
So he just right to the and like where he stabbed him in the back of the head, but it almost looked like the back of the neck or something. And I was like, was he gonna let him turn? I don't know. Anyway, not important. He also saved someone, that teenage angsty kid that was following them when they were burying the dad.
Whose dad he killed,
Yeah. He actually saved him from a few zombies.
Yep.
So props to you, Rick. Great job. Keep up the good work. Who else on my team? Glenn. Glenn got 7 zombie kills because they were just coming out one at a time from that convenience store. And that was about it. That's all he did there. And then Maggie, nothing.
Nothing.
Not.
She did not a thing.
She masked her English accent well. And then Morgan, he had a couple of zombie kills in the episode as well. So all told, adding up the points, 97.5 points for Team Travis.
This guy.
All right.
All right.
Moving on
to Team Brandon. So I was kind of gimped this episode because 2 of my characters spent the entire time driving.
Yeah, and only one of them was behind the wheel. So
yeah, and then it sucks. So here's how this breaks down. Michonne, she got 1 zombie kill.
Yeah, which it felt like she should have probably been more active in this episode.
Yeah.
But Rick was hogging all those kills. He's like, all right, you just watch my back, Michonne.
He's like, take point, which to me means that you will kill things, but then he wouldn't kill the zombie.
Yeah.
Whatever. He stole 1 of my points. And then Carol, she's just in town just doing her fake
fake housewife, innocent thing.
I love it. I'll keep her just for that.
Pulling the strings behind the scenes.
We have 1 driving for Sasha.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then 2 zombie kills by Abraham. And
those were like just lucky that he happened to jump out of the car and go and like kill some things.
He's crazy, and he's gonna get me lots of points eventually.
He's gonna have a big game at some point this season. I can feel it.
Yeah.
So.
And that's it. That is all I have. So for a total of 17.5 points, 97.5 to 70.
It was a very narrow 80-point margin for the opening episode. For those of you that maybe this is the first time you've seen Walking Dead Fantasy League stuff, we will be counting total wins for the season as well as a cumulative score throughout the year. So 2 ways to win. Right now I'm leading in both, but it's only 1 game. So.
And I want to propose something right now. It just came to my head. When we're doing these episodes, if either of us want to do a waiver wire, and switch out a character for another character, not starting this week, but in the future, this is the time to do it. We'll announce it ahead of time, and we'll make that switch.
I don't hate it. I don't hate this idea. All right, so more to come on that.
Because I need to get rid of Tara for now.
Yeah, you made some bad draft picks.
Yeah. That's
all right, so until next week, you can catch us on all of our social media stuff. It's down there in the description. And then our weekly podcast episodes every week on geekade.com and iTunes and Stitcher and stuff like that. Check out Apathetic Enthusiasm.
Heck yeah.
All right, I'm Travis.
I'm Brandon.
We'll see you next
time. See you guys later.